We're going live. We're going live. Hi, everybody. How you doing? It's Bruce here, traveling with Bruce. We're live. We're live. Welcome to Monday's show, December the 17th. Welcome, one and all, from where I am, Creston, British Columbia at the moment. Not for much longer. Getting ready to head to Los Angeles. My goodness. Thank you. Everyone out there for joining me today, and hope you had a great weekend and got some rest and plotting your strategy for your holiday time, which is coming up a week today, Christmas Eve. Oh my gosh, I just not ready. Jennifer is handling all of it. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm just trying to focus on what I'm trying to work on here. I got enough on my plate to keep me going. Yeah, that's one of the things about being a full-time YouTuber. Like I am, as busy as I am these days. I don't have time to go shopping. I don't have time to get groceries. I mean, once in a while, Jennifer will kick me out of the house and say, "Go get some milk and some bread and just get out of the house for like 15 minutes. Just get out of here, get away from your computer." And I do appreciate the breaks, of course, but. Starting Wednesday, I'm behind the wheel, heading to Los Angeles with Jennifer. We're driving all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, half the day Friday. That's going to be a huge withdrawal for me to not be in front of the computer and my channel at all times. So I'll have the phone going, and I'll keep an eye on things there. But anyway, I'll do what I can. I still have this notion that I think I'll still be posting videos. Maybe one on Wednesday, maybe one on Thursday. One on Friday, just from when I'm done driving for the day, I'll just post up a video. But anyway, we'll see about that. It all depends on internet connections, internet speeds, and what's going on. So hang in there with me, folks. I'm heading to Los Angeles. I'll be there Friday, and I'll be on the air Saturday for sure, as usual. And then we'll just kind of go from there. So we'll see what we can do. Okay, great. Thank you, one and all, for your support of my channel. Talking about the growth of the channel, holy cow. I was on Saturday with you last. We were sitting at 7,567 subscribers, 7,567. We're now at 7671. That's 104 more since Saturday afternoon. The channel just keeps growing along. It's fantastic. Subscribers coming from all over the world, just humbling and gratifying and satisfying too, because it's a lot of work to get the word out that Traveling with Bruce does what it does, and people are responding to the videos, and they're responding by saying, "I'm going to subscribe to this guy because I want to watch more of what he delivers." And I'm really grateful that quite a number of you, more and more of you every day, are coming to me for cruise ship news and information and everything else. So I'm very excited about that, and I'm very humbled by it. Thank you also to those of you out there who have been picking up merchandise on RedBubble, picking up some of this T-shirt stuff and some coffee mugs and other items for yourselves or for someone you like, or kind of like, or tolerate. We don't love everybody. We like people too. We don't have to love everybody. I could just like that person, can't I? Here's a mug. I like you. Here's a mug. Cheers. The caffeine-free Diet Coke is flowing. So thank you, all of you out there who are popping into RedBubble from time to time. My little RedBubble store, which you'll find up here, little icon for that. And then those of you who are buying product on Amazon through my Amazon link, I gotta love you guys for that. Thank you. I never know. It's like every day, it's like opening a box of chocolates. You have no idea what you're going to get. No idea what's being purchased on Amazon, what it is, and how much it's worth, and what the commission is. I have no idea. So every day, as I open up, and I just go, "Whoa, did anything happen yesterday?" And some days there's nothing, and other days there's like 6 orders, and it adds up to $40. And I go, 6 orders. Well, it's only $40. And then there's other days where there's only 1 order, but it's $150. You just don't know. I just say thank you, each and every one of you out there who have been kind enough and merciful enough to go to my affiliate link below here, or on my homepage where those little buttons are. It's either up here or up here. Thank you for doing that. And then, of course, a big shout out to my folks who are on Patreon, who make a pledge every month to just make a donation to my channel through Patreon. I think the minimum pledge is $3, and some people pledge 5, some pledge 10. Whatever you want to pledge on a monthly basis on Patreon, you can do that, and you just set up the thing, and it's just an automatic thing. Or where I get these surprises every once in a while, those of you out there who are making out-and-out donations to this channel on the PayPal account I've set up, the donation button, same thing, it's also up here. Thank you for those. Those are like Christmas presents every time we get one. Jennifer just marvels at it, and a number of about 6 or so have come in the last couple of days, 6, 7 maybe, the last 5 days, and enough money has come in to pay for the gas to get us down there, for the hotels to get us down there, because we're staying cheap, believe me. And now we're working on gas money to come back and hotels to come back. So we're working on this whole thing. So it's just a constant deal to keep this going. But I love it, and it's fantastic. And I thank all of you out there for keeping the dream alive. Traveling with Bruce is growing, and hopefully getting better all the time. Couple of things I wanted to talk about today. I have a couple of news thingies, and then I want to talk about the group cruise. Because I got all kinds of info coming in and lots going on. So let me do the news of the day. I'll talk group cruise, talk to you guys. You ask me anything you want about the group cruise and stuff, and we'll just keep it going. All right. So I got lots to cover, lots to talk about on that front for sure. Let me grab my glasses so I can see what I'm looking at. Got my little thing right here. I'll just move my little stand over here so I can see my notes. Don't mind me. And I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit here. Sorry. Do some more logistics. Here we go. There we are. And there we have it. Okay, so news of the day. Not a lot. I did a video this morning. I know a number of you have seen the video. You've commented to me about the video. And boy, do I appreciate that when you do that. Because if you give me a thumbs up or a comment as well, oh, the analytics just goes nuts. This video has got almost 1,000 views since this morning. It's just great. It's only like 2 minutes long. And what is it about? It's about, essentially, I read about a couple that got into a bit of a mess, a bit of a jam. And I decided not to name them. I didn't picture them at all. I've just talked in generic terms about this couple. However, I added a link in the description in the video itself. There's in the description down below the video. There's a link to their story. If you want to know, who they are and where they're from and more details of their exact situation. I wanted to kind of cover the generic crisis that they're in as a heads up to cruisers everywhere. And whether you're a seasoned cruiser or you're not, it makes no difference. If you're not ready for this, you could get into real world of trouble. Okay, so what is it about? The couple is from Kentucky. I said they were disabled in the video. I think I used the word disabled, and I misspoke. They are on permanent disability, I think is the right exact terminology. No one has called me out on it on the video because you're just so kind to me, and I appreciate that. But they're on a disability type thing, and they're Medicare patients, and so of course they're on the the lower end of the stratosphere as far as money making. They're not rich. They're just like millions of others. They're just getting by, and whatever's happened to them in life happened to them in life, and I'm not commenting on it. It makes no difference. The reality is this: they were gifted a cruise brought by family and friends because they had never been on a cruise before. They had always wanted to be on a cruise, and they were never going on a cruise on their own. There would be no way they could ever afford to go on any kind of a cruise with any cruise line. And so family and friends got together, pooled some bucks, got them a cruise. Now, I believe it is a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas and back, but I couldn't find out the name of the cruise line, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter whether it was Carnival or Norwegian or was it the Royal Caribbean line, whatever it's called. It makes no difference because the cruise line has nothing to do with this story other than they were on this cruise ship. Uh, and they were on their way to Nassau in the Bahamas, and somewhere along from departure before Nassau, somewhere along the line, one of the two got ill, had really bad pain in the abdominal area. And so they got him down to the doctor, and they took a look, and within a short period of time, the doctor figured out what we have here, and it's a blockage. It's an intestinal blockage, and emergency surgery would be required, and the pain would have to have been excruciating. I do not know what the treatment was on board. It doesn't matter. The story goes that they got to Nassau. The ship got into Nassau. They had an ambulance pick them up, and the patient and the traveling companion and the friends. I think there were several. There were like at least 4 of them on the cruise. I think maybe 6. And they went to the hospital with the ambulance, or followed the ambulance in a cab. I don't know. Got to the ambulance and got to the hospital, and found out that the hospital was asking questions and wanted to admit this patient, and realized, oh, you're from the States, and oops, what medical insurance do you have? And they're on Medicare. The two people from Kentucky are on Medicare. And hey, you're not in the U.S. You're not in the United States. You're not in U.S. territory. You're in a sovereign country called the Bahamas. Your Medicare is meaningless here. There is no coverage for you in the Bahamas under Medicare. Medicare will not pay a dime to the Bahamian government for any medical procedures. And so it's a cash deal. You need cash because you have no other form of insurance. They have no travel insurance. They have nothing. And so $2,000 cash was required by the hospital for them to admit the patient, for the doctor to even look at her. And between the friends and friends back home, calls were made. Excuse me, calls were made back to Kentucky to friends. They found somehow they got $2,000 together, and they got her in. And it needs emergency. She needs emergency surgery now. The problem is we're talking about several days in Bahamas at the minimum. It might be a week. It means they're going to need accommodation for the companion and some of the friends if they're staying with them. Then they're going to need a one-way ticket home on an airplane. And oh, by the way, they don't have passports either. The two gals from Kentucky don't have a passport. They got on the ship with birth certificates, because I've been asked this question by a lot of you guys from time to time, which says, do I need a passport to take a cruise? And my answer has always been, yes, you do. But some of you said, no, you don't. You don't. If you're an American, you don't necessarily have to have a passport. There's exemptions and rules. And I'm thinking, yes, you do, because as a Canadian, I got to have a passport, because even the drive into Coeur d'Alene to go to my favorite Costco, I got to have my passport to go to Costco just to get some of my favorite ice cream. Anyway, they don't have passports. And now they need to get an emergency passport for both of them, minimum $150. Emergency flight, one-way flight with very little notice when they can get out of there. That's going to run them. Oh, when did I tell you it's Christmas? Did I mention it's the 17th of December, and this is happening now, and they might be trying to go home on the 23rd, the 24th, I don't know what day. They need thousands of dollars, not $2,000. So they did a fundraising campaign. Their friends, smart enough, they put together a GoFundMe campaign. And I have linked that campaign into the video I'm just describing to you. And if you click on it, you can see the whole story that they've run into. What a mess. And as of this morning, as I read it, the campaign was asking for $10,000. That was kind of their goal. And they were at $3,600 about 7 or 8 hours ago. They were $3,600. So they're on their way to it. The hope is they get it, but I think they're going to need more. I figure it's 20,000 by the time it's said. No, I fear that it's going to be worse than one thinks. But anyway, that's the story. So of course, the question of the day for me, because Bruce, I figured, well, why don't we stir the pot a little bit? Should it be mandatory? It's the question that I came up. Should it be mandatory? You have to have travel insurance and health insurance before you can get on a cruise ship. Should the cruise lines insist on it? Should they band together as a group and make it mandatory that you have that, because if you're from Germany or England or France or Italy, you've already got health insurance. It's part of your national deal. It's just a, it's a, it's a. I don't want to use the wrong wording here. It's a right. It's a national priority that citizens of these countries, including Canada, have healthcare for catastrophic conditions. You can always get additional private healthcare on top of that. Some countries have a combination of the two, but in most cases, when passengers get on a cruise ship around the world or an airplane, or they go on a all-inclusive vacation somewhere, wherever, they've got healthcare. Not America. No, America is free. America is free. You can do whatever you want, and so you're allowed to not have health insurance. Unthinkable, despite Obamacare and everything else. I don't care about all that. There are Americans there who are Medicare holders, Medicaid, and others, and they have got nothing when it comes to coverage if they step foot out of the USA. Anyway, I wanted to know whether cruise lines should make this a part of the package. Just think about this. If you're running the Oasis of the Seas, the Symphony of the Seas, this is Royal Caribbean I'm talking about. You're talking about a ship with 6,500 people on board. If 1,000 passengers want to get on a ship to go for a cruise, a 1-week cruise, 5-day cruise, I don't care. And the cruise line contacts Zurich and says, yeah, hi, how you doing? It's a Royal Caribbean here. We want to buy health insurance for the 2019 cruise season coming up for all of our ships on a per day basis. We want a quote from you guys. We'll give you the exclusive business. We'll give you all of our business. And what we'll give you is every cruise we have from the USA for every day the cruises are out. Think about how many thousands of days we're talking about, and then how many millions of passengers we're talking about. 4 million, 3 million, 6 million. It's unthinkable the amount of people that go on a cruise. But if Royal Caribbean went to an insurance provider and said, here's what we want. We want to build it into our ticket, right into our fare, where insurance is automatically included. It's travel insurance for cancellations, port cancellations, hurricane issues, and medical, like emergency medevac, on-board treatment, where you're sick or you cut your arm and you need some stitches, but the doctor on board can take care of you. You're covered for it instead of getting an $800 bill on board. Or like this gal here, you need to go to a hospital, whether it's back to the States or whether it's in a foreign country. It doesn't matter. You're covered for the cruise and the any injury suffered on the cruise, so that you're better. That was all included in the fare. Would you think they'd have buying power? Unbelievable buying power. What would it run per person per cruise? Well, how much more would it cost if Carnival did it with all of their lines? Norwegian did it. MSC did it. I mean, if it became if the state of Florida said you have to have it, otherwise you can't come in and out of our ports. I would think that with 13 million passengers a year going on a cruise, the insurance companies would be fighting over themselves to get the coverage, because what are the odds of you having a heart attack on a cruise ship? They're very slim indeed. It's like any other town. It's just if everyone's covered, they're all paying into the pot. There's plenty of cash coming in per cruise per year for the cruise line, so that, yeah, there's claims. There will be claims, but the amount of money paid out will certainly won't equal how much is coming in, and insurance companies are in the business of making money. Last I heard, these chief executives fly around in private jets on your money. I would think they'd be interested in making a deal. And for you as a traveler, and for myself as a traveler, and I'm thinking, it doesn't matter whether you're from Switzerland or Germany or Canada, you still have it. And so I would be buying the insurance as well as a Canadian. I'd be buying it as part of my fare. They could brag about it. The cruise lines could say to you and me, well, when you go on our cruise, you've got travel insurance. You've got health insurance. You have insurance on board the ship. And in case, God forbid, you need to be helicoptered out of there, or you are transported to a hospital in Mexico or in Guatemala or in Brazil or wherever we sail. I mean, wherever we sail, you're covered for the whole enchilada, including accommodation wherever you are, to get home, from where you were dropped off. All of it. I'm talking about the whole package. Should that be a mandatory deal? To me, as an entrepreneurial kind of guy, I'm thinking there are winners. I see winners. The winners are the passengers because you're covered. Peace of mind. I'm thinking my family would be really happy to know that if I were on a cruise and I had all this covered and the cruise line is bragging about it to me, I'm looking at the policy and I'm going, wow, I'm covered every Sunday. Passengers, I think the passengers covered is a winner. The cruise line is a winner. They don't set themselves up for lawsuits. The insurance companies are winners because they got a whole new market they can make money on. The countries that these cruise lines visit are winners because how many times has it happened where a passenger does come off a cruise ship and is very ill and has to be taken into a hospital, and they have insurance, they have private insurance, and the problem is that the hospital in the foreign country wants a set payment and the insurance company back in the States is haggling how much they'll pay. You know, you got in coverage, but the coverage ain't getting paid out. But that's not a win scenario. And so the hospital or the country the hospital is in, and usually these small Caribbean countries, they have to fight with these multi-billion-dollar mega monsters to haggle out a settlement to get it done. And if they're not happy with the settlement, they got to chase down the innocent, the poor passenger for the rest of it. And that can be tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars of the insurance company stiffing their own guy. And how many of you out there have had problems with your insurance company with regard to coverage? Anyone? Anyone? So if all of that was in there, I think everyone's a winner. And the cost of it would be, I think, reasonable because it's a volume deal for everyone involved. To me, I think it's a no-brainer. But I'm not an American. I'm a Canadian, and that's how we think around here because we're figuring there's 36 million Canadians here all paying insurance every month. No, it's obviously it's 18 and over or 21 and over, whatever the thing is. Kids don't have to pay. But still, we have this big pool of people paying for the coverage, and everyone is covered, and we don't have chief executives of our hospitals flying around in private jets because of how much money they make or how much their perks are or the fact that they're a public company and they make stock option billions or millions of dollars every year. Our richest people in this country are not hospital providers and healthcare providers. Too political perhaps, but reality. Same can be said for the UK, France, Germany, all the so-called G10 countries out there, except America. Anyway, the cruise line business, insurance, this nightmare for this Kentucky couple. There's no way they can pay any bill they get. They could give them a bill for $100. They can't pay it. They don't have it. What a mess. What a mess. The Bahamian government is not going to let this woman die on the sidewalk. It's not that bad, but who's going to cough up the cash to make this happen? Should Americans turn to a crowdfunding to be looked after when they're in an emergency situation on a cruise? I don't know if that's the right way to go. I don't think that's really the way to go, but that's just me. All right. So that was my topic of the day, my video of the day. Please watch it. It's 2 minutes long, 2.5 minutes. But I gave you a little more color from here. What are your thoughts? Love to hear that. Okay. Second story that I am talking about today, Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic has announced that they're going ahead with another port. This was announced a few months ago that they're getting ready to announce it. They've decided to officially say, yep, Puerto Plata. In Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, they're building a $125 million port for passenger cruise ships, handling as many as 680,000 passengers a year, including up to 3 ships a day at a time, including Oasis-size ships. So the Royal Caribbean Corporation with their mega ship, Carnival with the great big ship that they're going to bring out, the Mardi Gras, and MSC with their big ships, and Norwegian, they can all dock at this port, and we can walk off in complete comfort and just walk onto the shore and we don't have to tender. So on windy days, the odds are still pretty good. We're going to be able to visit Puerto Plata. Good news for Puerto Plata and Dominican Republic. Lots of jobs will be created. There will be a private resort for the passengers to visit with the loungers and the cabanas and the pool and the beach and the whole 9 yards. So mom and dad with a couple of kids, good times had by all for the whole day, and you're not going to have to worry about security, panhandlers, or aggressive taxi drivers, or people want you to, they're going to dress up in a bunny suit and try to get you to take a photo with them, and they want $5 because they're dressed in a bunny suit for you to take a photo with them. You're not going to have any of that nonsense. You're going to have a nice, clean, professionally run organization, and there will be food there available for you. There will be drinks, and some of it is free. Some of it you pay for on your ship account through your cruise line. How nice is that? 5 cruise lines have signed up to bring ships to this port, and it'll be the usual suspects, the big lines. And there you go. Carnival has Amber Cove nearby already. Works for Carnival. Amber Cove works just fine for Carnival. Now Puerto Plata will be added, and that should be open, I think, in the next year or so, by 2019 or 2020 roughly. And that's what Dominican Republic is doing. These folks have figured it out. The Dominican Republic, they don't take a long time to get to this. They've already got 5 ports. They want to get to 7, 8, or 9 ports. They want every cruise line in the world that has passengers to, when they're thinking about where are we going to take passengers in to the Caribbean next year, well, Dominican Republic, of course, because they make such great spots for us to bring our ships to dock them, and they take care of our clientele, the personnel that work there. We don't have any issues here. Fantastic. The reviews from our customers are wonderful. Easygoing, carefree. Good news. So yes, way to go, Dominican Republic. I congratulate the country to do that, because they have figured it out. 5,000 passengers a day coming off a ship, spend a lot of money, and create employment. They just do. Fantastic stuff. And I commend the people in Dominican Republic for the whole package. All right, so there you have it. That is the news of the day, and I want to talk basically now about our cruises, and I want to get to that. So I'm just kind of looking here how many messages. I have a zillion messages from you, which is great. I love you guys. I just don't want to spend a lot of time on them and waste a lot of time on small talk. I want to kind of get to hi, how are you? Get to this group stuff. Let me talk to group first. Let me just get right to the group, and then I'll look up these messages last, and I'll answer any questions you have about the healthcare thing, which I know is passionate. A lot of you have a passionate thought on this, and you should. It's life and death, of course. But let's go from here. First of all, a recap for those of you who were not here on Saturday. If you were not here on Friday, what was wrong with you guys? How dare you? It's okay. I know a lot of you don't catch me live every time. You catch me on a rerun. Some of you only catch me live. It's all good. But if you're here right now, and there's, 66 of you here, welcome one and all. Thank you for thumbs ups if there are any today. If you're here now, you are probably aware I have been discussing, or I've been mentioning lately, the idea and the notion of putting together a group cruise. And I wanted to run a poll on my Facebook group page for Traveling with Bruce, the Traveling with Bruce Facebook group page. I've been running a poll there now since Friday, I guess, asking you folks. There are 3 cruises I'm talking to Norwegian about on the Norwegian Joy cruise ship, the sister ship to the Bliss, whether you'd like to be on any one of those 3 cruises. Some of you have responded in the poll. Some of you have just written comments below the poll, and some of you have sent me comments on a video I posted on Saturday describing the 3 trips, and some of you have sent me private emails giving me your opinion. And I love all of you for all of it. I cannot thank you enough for reacting to give me a picture, a feel, a vibe of what, am I out of my mind? Am I on the right track? What do you think? I love it. It runs the gamut. The reactions run the gamut. Some of you are hands down, you're in. I'm in. I'd love to do this. Some of you have specifically told me I will take cruise number so-and-so. Others of you have said, I want 2 of these. Some of you said, I'll do all 3, which I just can't believe it. Crazy, but it's okay. And some of you said, no way, I can't do it. The timing isn't right, or no, these are way under my price range, or I've got other commitments. I've already got cruises booked already, Bruce. You're not thinking far enough away from me, because I've already booked my 2019 schedule, and I'm already working on my 2020. I get all of that, and I accept everything. I accept it all, and I'm grateful for every comment and every answer But here's the deal. The folks who did respond to the poll on Facebook up until about half an hour ago when I last looked at it, it looked like of the three cruises, the first one was LA to Miami, the second was Miami, partial Panama back to Miami, and the third was Miami to Los Angeles. The middle cruise is the most popular, and I get that. It makes sense to me. It's the same port, both in and out. There's a lot of Floridians who watch me, and Georgians, and Carolinians, and everywhere elseans, and a lot of you can drive there. And the easier it is to get to the port, the more interest the cruise will have. Makes sense to me. I've noticed the folks who are saying, I'd like to do that LA to Miami cruise. There's a lot of Californians who are talking to me about taking that cruise. And then the folks who are interested in the Miami to LA cruise is a mixture of Floridians and LA people, because they're ending in LA and they're happy. Others are starting in Miami and they'll just fly back to Miami and they're happy too. But the middle cruise has got the highest number of results so far. I think the number was 17 indications of interest, which is great. And then for the LA to Miami was the second most popular at something around 10. And the Miami to LA was number 3 at about 7 or 8, not far behind. And so all three have been catching interest from a number of you people for a number of reasons. Now, I am desperately trying to hone up on the group cruise benefits, group cruise rules. I'm trying to figure out what I have to do with regards to presenting you with the facts and how to bring you to the cruise line to take, to get into the deal. I have to create a group with the cruise line. I have to create an actual group. And in this case, if we're going to do one cruise, I have to do one. If I'm doing 2 or 3, I have to do 2 or 3 different groups. Each group would then earn benefits, I guess I should say, from the cruise line. And as I indicated to those of you watching me live and watching the rerun on these shows on Friday and Saturday, I've been indicating to you that there's a promotion going on by Norwegian, a big one. And it's targeted at the Joy in particular. There's a targeted benefit going on that's being targeted to passengers who are interested in going on the Joy. And I've told you about this for months. Since July, I've been talking about to you about the Joy, how it was repositioned, or it's going to be rejiggered from China, where it has been and is right now. It's going into dry dock to be de-Chinesed and Americanized, and it's coming to Seattle for next summer. And then from there, it'll go to Los Angeles, and it'll then do Panama Canals and be in Miami. It'll do partial, and then back to Los Angeles again. It'll do some Mexican cruises starting in fall of next year. And this is all coming up, and it is all a big, what's the word I'm looking for? FUBAR. It's all FUBAR. If any of you have ever seen Private Ryan, you'll know what FUBAR stands for. F-U-B-A-R. I can't say the words, but it's a mess. Norwegian is in the middle of a mess right now regarding the Joy. And they have been since they announced the fact that it's going over to Seattle. Because as you are noticing out there in YouTube land, when you watch me, I'll tell you how about the Encore for Norwegian. It's coming out in 2020 or the end of 19, something like that. It's going to New York City, and you can already buy a cruise on that ship. You could have bought one months ago on that ship. The Symphony of the Seas was delivered 6 months ago to Royal Caribbean. You could have bought a cruise on that 2 years ago already. All the new ships have 2-year advance notices for their cruises. The Joy doesn't. The Joy was being sold as a China itinerary cruise ship until Norwegian decided to pull the pin on China and get it out of there. And so they've only had since July, August of this summer to start offering cruises on the Joy to us for North American cruises and Europeans and what have you. This is not enough time to fill a ship, and they are really looking to fill it up, and they're really offering everything under the sun to get this ship filled up. And that's what attracted me to this ship in particular, for a group cruise, because I thought, well, if I can offer you guys a group cruise that comes with a whole bunch of benefits and discounts and offers, maybe that'll appeal to a decent number of us to take this ship for a cruise, right? So I'm still very excited about all that. So I've been talking to a couple of people. I have a contact at Norwegian, and I've been talking to a few other people out there to get advice and to get a handle, because I haven't hosted a group cruise before, as you well know, and I want to get it right. From a security aspect, I have absolutely no question whatsoever. When I send you to a rep to handle your deposit, your reservation, you will be completely comfortable with how that procedure goes, because I'm not handling that. I will be the promoter. Yeah, I'll be the one talking about this cruise once we've nailed down which ones we're doing. And I will be the one keeping you updated as to how many folks are going, how many have been booked, how many cabins are left, all this sort of stuff. I'm trying to get the rules figured out and the perks figured out for the group, and what my responsibilities will be between now and sail day, and on sail day on the ship itself, what we can and cannot, and how we can and cannot do what we want to be doing. Because I want to put together a bunch of activities on board the ship for the TWB family, rather than just have a meet and greet on the ship and then I'll see you later. We're talking about a 16-day Panama Canal cruise going out from LA to Miami. We're talking about 12-day partial Panama Canal cruise and a 16-day Panama coming back. And there are sea days involved, and there will be activities, and I am scheming those up right now. And I want to add those to the itinerary for the TWB family, and we'll see how much fun we can have with that. So it's not just a, hi, thanks for coming, enjoy yourselves, I'll see you when I get back home. No, I'll be working. So anyway, there you go. There's all of that. All right. I was desperately hoping today to announce which cruise we're going to do. I've talked to 2 different people today, and I have not been able to get the answers I need yet, so I have to delay it again until tomorrow. The problem is I'm in a car on Wednesday morning, and I'm driving. Now, my phone will be on the whole time, which means I'm connected to YouTube the whole time. I'm connected to email the whole time. As long as there's cell service, I get messages, I get comments, and Jennifer will be monitoring the phone while I'm doing this. And of course, when there's a pee break and Daddy needs to get a Starbucks coffee, I'll be grabbing the phone, getting the free Wi-Fi, and catching up with what's going on, and away we go. The big ass iPad is going with me on the road trip, so I'll have that too, which gives me email capability, because as some of you remember, this thing right here lets me receive emails, but I can't send any, because Apple can't get its act together to give me a solution on how to fix this thing so I can send a bloody email out on my own dang phone. But the iPad works, and I'll have that with me, and so I'll be using that. This computer that I'm talking about will be coming with me as well, but it'll only be unpacked in the evenings when I'm in the hotel room each night. So I'll be incommunicado, yes, but I'll be mobile as well. And it's only a couple days till I'm in LA. Once I'm in LA, I'm back up and running as usual, and we'll stay on top of it. So tomorrow, to be on the safe side, I'm thinking tomorrow I should have the info I need. And I will do a posting on the Facebook page, and I will, of course, bring it up on my show tomorrow night, obviously, and then every show after that, to give you the instructions as to what to do if you're seriously interested in taking, whichever cruise we're thinking about doing here, 1, 2, or all 3. I'll give you the contact you need to contact, whoever you have to call. I'll give you the phone number. I will give you an email address. I'll post it all below in the description. It'll be easy to find, easy to click to, and we'll get on it. And we'll find out just where things are at. The good news, too, is the deposits required are very low. They're $50 a person. So for a cabin, if you've got a cabin in mind, whether it's an inside, an ocean view, or a balcony, it's $100 for a cabin. That's 2 people at $50 a person. It's all you got to come up with to lock in your deal. So that's easy in. The trick of it is, of course, paying for it at the end. has to be paid for by June, July, depending on the sail date, 120 days before the cruise sets off. That's when everything has to be paid up in full. So between now and then, it's still in flux because you can always cancel and get your deposit back without a risk, but it leaves me hanging, not knowing exactly who's coming for sure until 120 days to go. So I'll be working with the cruise line for a block of rooms or whatever cruise we're talking about, and I will keep you posted on how many rooms are still available. Once we hit a certain number, we'll then go wait list, and we'll just add names to the wait list. And if any folks drop out that have put up a deposit and find out 3 months from now they can't go, then we'll drop one out and drop one in from the wait list and keep it going that way. But I have to get this final information together from my peeps at Norwegian and elsewhere before I know. So that's the very, very latest on the group cruise scenario right now. And I'm excited. I'm jazzed up about it. I'm having trouble sleeping at night thinking about all the variables and the possibilities and all that and all that. But I've got a lot on my plate, as you know, because I'm a one-man show when it comes to this channel, running the channel and also looking at the at this cruise as well. But I'm excited about it, and I'm determined to go ahead. Now, I've had emails and comments from people saying, geez, you know, I kind of would like you to, I kind of hope you'll do another cruise sometime, maybe just a Caribbean cruise, or, sorry, excuse me, maybe a 7-day cruise or something, something a little more affordable. But I'm looking at all the options, folks. I really am. It's just that I have been educated in the last week and a half from people out there who are specialists in the cruise game, in the group cruise business. They've been figuring out this guy doesn't know anything. He's a YouTuber, but he ain't no group cruise guy. We got to fill him in on what's going on. And the number one thing they're telling me is, Brucey boy, if you're thinking about doing a group cruise 3 months from now, you're dreaming in Technicolor, pal. There are no group cruises available in the next 3 months. Forget about it. And certainly, if there were, there isn't a ship you're going to want to be on. I'll tell you that right now. You're not going to want to be on any of the ships. If you want to be on some nice cruise ships for a good price, you got to go out. I mean, look out there further ahead than closer in. And so, yeah, as bad as I want to go on a cruise in 3 months, I can't put a group cruise together in 90 days. That's just not going to happen. Now, I also get it from a lot of you folks out there saying, Bruce, 90 days? Are you kidding me? There's no way I can go in 90 days. I got my life planned out already, pal. You got to go at least a year before you can talk to me. And so I am now beginning the process of looking at 2020 cruises to try to figure out the next one. I'm going to see if this first one is doable, but I'm already thinking about the next one, and then the next one, and the next one through all of 2020. So fear not, I'm on it. I'm looking at it. I'm studying it, and I'm absorbing it as fast as I can, but also trying to keep my eye on the ball as to what I have to be doing. Good news for me is, as I said earlier, once the cruise is identified, I only now have to talk about it. The actual doing it of the logistics of it all, I won't have to do any of that. You're not going to have to call me to get a cabin. You're not have to call me on how to pay for it. It's all going to be handled through the entity I'm going to send you to, and that's what I'm trying to narrow down right now to figure out the final format here. So there is the update. Okay, so let's talk about that and anything else you want to bring up, and go from there. I'm going to say hi to who's here, and then get right into the comments of the news of the day and this. Okay, so let's go from there. Brittany is here. Hi, Brittany. Congratulations on your graduation. That's fantastic. Ed Tolson is here. Donna Mankinnon. Juan is here from San Juan. How you doing, pal? Welcome back. Who else is here? Let me just whip through all the small talk. Ed Tolson, I see. Michael Cruise Lover is here. Hello there. Peter Heckema. Hi, Bruce and all. Hope everyone had a great weekend. 68 degrees and sunny in Tarpon Springs, Florida. Gas prices have gone up again. Last week it was $2.04. This week $2.19. Oil dropped 4% today. It's at $49 a barrel. You're going lower. We're going lower. Kelly Haston, hello there. She's saying hi. Johnny Fitzhume, welcome. I'm getting you into going to the Carnival. Try. And do you think it'll have problems? I'm getting you into going to the Carnival. Try, and do you think it'll have problems? Johnny, if you're thinking of going to take a Carnival cruise, which is what I'm guessing you're trying to talk to me about here, I don't think you're going to have a problem with a Carnival cruise. You know, they're not known as disappointing cruises every single time you take a cruise. The newer ships, I think you're going to really like them. If you can go on the Vista or the Carnival Horizon, I think you're going to really like it. But let me know if I'm off track here. Paul Wilgus, hello, Juan, how you doing? Kenrick is here. Hi, greetings from sunny Barbados. Kenrick, welcome back, buddy. Steamy Bean, I would love to get out of my class in 15 minutes. Kids are in the session in the wackadoodle way. They're into the season in a wackadoodle way. The school teacher is already having fun. Welcome, Steamer. Sherry, awesome Sunsets Travel. Hello, Bruce. Hi, Sherry. How you doing? Sherry has a channel, by the way, if you want to check her out. Juan, hi, Kelly. You're a very beautiful girl. Brittany Lockwood, thank you. Darcy, graduation was awesome. Cat Chat Fever, hi, everybody. Sylvan Forest, hi, Bruce. It's a frigid 68 degrees in Delray Beach, Florida. Thumbs ups, everybody. I finished my cigar. I'm going inside. We'll need to heat the inside tonight. Let's go on a group cruise. Sherry, awesome. Hello, everybody. BB's Fantastic Adventures. Hey, everybody. How you doing? Debbie Manuel, hi, Bruce, everyone. Taking a break from rain right now. It's the mid-50s in Northern California. Going to be at 10,000 subs by Valentine's Day for sure, Bruce. That's where you're headed. We're at 76 something already, 76.50 and more. Unbelievable. Yeah, it could well be. I'm excited. I just, you know, I'm excited. Kirk Brunson, hi, Bruce. Had to order in dinner tonight so I can tune into your show. Right on. Fantastic. Fantastic. Steamer is saying RedBubble does not sell the big sizes of these shirts. I think they go XXX, so that's it. Steamer, I'm actually thinking about you and others. I am scheming. I'm trying to figure out a way to offer 4X and 5X shirts. Might be limited, but I'm thinking about it. I'm also thinking about hats. Does anyone have an interest in a baseball cap type hat with TWB logos on it? And I'm thinking about men's polo shirts and women's polo shirts with engraved logos on them. Any interest in that? Let me know. I'd love to know that. I have to do it through a separate entity. I'm trying to figure. I got a lot on my plate, as you can tell. But let me know if you have an interest. Debbie, hi, Juan. Doing great. Hope you're well. Debbie Kruger, hi, Bruce. My husband is a poker player, and we both love casinos while on holiday. Is there one or two cruise lines that have the best casinos with live poker? Good question. Thank you. Debbie, I don't know. I've been on Princess Cruises. I've never seen a poker room in there that I can recall. I've been on Norwegian, and I can't remember a live poker room. I'm really scratching my head. There's got to be live poker. I mean, there's just got to be. Debbie, my advice to you is simply this: go to the web. Our friends at Google, go to the website for Norwegian. You know, all these guys. Dial their 800 number. Just pick up the phone and call the 800 number. You know, pretending you want to book a trip. You got questions, and talk to them about the casino and the poker playing possibilities. Let them tell you. Now, I strongly suspect, I strongly believe there are cruises being offered by the cruise lines, because I've received the mail all the time from Princess in particular, a lot, saying to me, Bruce, here's a $50 credit, you know, go book a cruise, we'll give you a percentage off, and here's some play money for the casino. I think they also have tournaments. They might have poker tournaments at sea, some of these cruise lines, if not all of these cruise lines. Now, it could well be that it's a regular cruise, but for 4 days or 5 days, they book off a meeting room or whatever area of the ship for a poker tournament, and they run it there, and the rest of the public doesn't even know what's going on. But I would really strongly urge you to call a cruise line with the 800 number and talk to them directly about that one and see if you can get the answer, because I think you will. You'll get the answers you need, no doubt about it. Debbie, thank you for being here and asking me that question. I really appreciate it. If anyone has any thoughts, let her know. Graduation was super busy, and she's checking out of her room and heading home. Brittany, it's fantastic. I'm so proud of you. Way to go. Who else is here? I'm going through all the comments. Everyone's saying hi to everybody else. Nurse Nancy is here. Who else is here? Hi, Nurse Nancy. Peter Heckham, of course. Joe Huskowski, hello from Fort Lauderdale, 71 and to 18 gallon. Don't quit. 218 a gallon. Right on, Joe. Welcome, buddy. 218 a gallon in Fort Lauderdale for gas, and welcome to the show. I got it. I'm reading these codes. Cruise lover, micro cruise lover. Hello, Cat Chat. Missed seeing you last week. Who else? Paul Wilgus is here. How you doing? Tom Henry is here. Hi, Tom Henry. Who else is here? Quickly. I'm trying to move up this list quickly and get up to current time. Pouty Gorilla. No one should leave the country without proper travel insurance. Good point, Tom Henry. Bad thing is the window folks will hear in the morning to start replace. The window folks are coming to Tom Henry's house to replace all of his windows. I can't move some furniture needs moved and all and move the blinds tonight. He's working tonight like a dog to get ready for these guys. Nurse Nancy is saying, Sharon, to see another YouTuber. Is she here? Is she? Did I miss her? Did I miss her handle? If I did, I apologize. Sharon, if you're here, welcome to the channel. And say hi. I'm saying hi to you, and everyone else will too. Let's see here. Steamer, I need a GoFundMe campaign to pay off my own upcoming cruise. There you go, Nature Nerd, 9 away from 820. Way to go, Nature. Let's see here. Agnes, New Jersey. Hi, TWB family. Bruce watched a big ass RV and then Dad's Beatles story. Did you like that? Did you like that? I really love doing both of those videos. My dad's Beatles story, the Beatles. Oh wow, I had no idea. I was 9 years old, 9 years old when that was happening. Clueless what that meant until I was about 20. Then I kind of went, wait a minute. And then when I turned 40, I went, holy moly. And now I'm 63. I go, I can't believe he did. It's incredible. I love that story. It's in my playlist called So I Know You Like a Good Story. If you like a good story, I got some videos in there. How about checking out the video where I met the French fry king for McDonald's, the guy who delivers the French fries to all the McDonald's, the oldest billionaire in the United States. That's a great little story. You should check these out. They're fantastic videos. Who else is here? Let me just keep going. Paul looks saying hi to everybody. Everyone's saying hi to him. Tom Henry is here. Sylvia's here. Hi, Sylvia Swan. How you doing from Greensboro? She's back from New York. She had a great time meeting Cool Jazz. Had a fantastic time. Enjoyed meeting Cool Jazz, hanging out with him. That is fantastic. The TWB family is seeing TWB family members. I love this. Ms. X from Tokyo is here. Morning. Less than 36 hours before I leave for the U.S. and about 11 days before my Disney fantasy cruise. Tokyo, leave Tokyo today. A high of 11, low of 2. Fantastic, Ms. X. Kevin Bryden, sounds like a great idea. We wouldn't travel without from Canada. That's right, Kevin. Let's see who else is here. Sylvia saying hi to everybody. Who else is here? I'm trying to catch up with everything here. Katie Bourne, I think so. Honestly, I wasn't aware, silly as it sounds, that my health insurance was useless out of the USA until I started watching cruise videos to prep for my first cruise. Yeah, isn't that something, Katie? You really got to be prepared for this stuff. Sherry, I had a client that didn't take the travel insurance and hadn't had an emergency surgery in Mexico. They had to have a $10,000 on a secured credit card before they would even touch him. He almost died. And this is not an uncommon story. If you think this is a sensationalized story, think again. It's normal. You really got to be ready for something like that. Let's go here. Hi, Sylvia from Debbie. Have you thought out yet from New York? Katie, I'm not going without insurance. Ms. X, in New Jersey, it's definitely fun. I enjoy Easter egg hunts in the spring, says Ms. X. Let's see. Brittany, I'd love to see it included. If the thing was included in the cruise, I'd love that. I personally would too. If they all did it, we'd all be the same price. It wouldn't make a difference. Anyway, what can I say? Sherry says his boss came to his rescue and put up the secured credit card to save his life. His boss did it. Lucky guy. He had that. Unbelievable. It's just incredible to me what happens out there. Nurse Nancy, I do not think that travel insurance should be forced on anyone. Our health insurance covers us in an emergency, even international waters. Nurse Nancy, I'm glad you have that, but there are insurance companies out there that don't, and you gotta read the fine print. That's why I ask, should it be just automatic? If the cruise line knows, the cruise lines know what it's like in Mexico. They know what it's like in Costa Rica. They know what it's like in Guatemala for healthcare. Everywhere they travel, they know. So they could talk to their insurance provider and say, all right, this is where we're traveling. These are the ports. And we got to be covered for ports, even if there's an emergency, like there's a hurricane and we're being diverted. And we're going to bring our ship into this port in this country, like Grenada, which isn't on the itinerary. We got to have people covered there too, in case we get diverted there. That's what the cruise lines can do with these insurance companies. They can strong arm these guys because they got the power of millions of potential policies to sell. I think the cruise lines would double over themselves to get into this business. I can't see why they wouldn't. If they're in any way entrepreneurialistic, they'll be into it. That's my thing. Tom Henry, I'm good at picking great friends. I like picking great friends, but sometimes I pick my nose, and that's a problem. What can I say? You're not supposed to pick your nose. Robert Robinson, Bruce, how do we know the couple involved in a medical emergency and the cost is legitimate and not a scam. I feel terrible for them, but I'm just curious. Robert, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. Go to my video, click on that link. You'll see the story yourself. You can Google them. You can Google the story, Kentucky couple, the Bahamas cruise. You'll find it on the local TV station, and you can then do your background work from there. But I think it's a legit story. There's nothing in it to be bragging about this. This is a nightmare. It's a nightmare in any event. But I didn't name them because I just wanted to talk about the general issue at hand, which can happen to any of us. Doesn't matter, where we're from. Who else is here? Kelly Haston is talking. Pouty Gorilla is talking. I'm going to go right through these comments. I've got to get up here. Sorry, folks. I want to get closer to the current moment. Tom Henry, someone on my next Dawn cruise commented back on my comment that we had 11 inches. He said, you get lots of lake effect snow and 11 inches, nothing. I'm thinking I'm thinking, where does this guy live? He must be into some real snow. Yeah, you live near Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, Lake Superior. You're talking feet of snow constantly through the winter. It's ridiculous. Brittany, I'd love to go to the Dominican Republic, but I'm not sure if I would do a visit as a cruise ship passenger because I really want to experience the country. That's the trade-off. If you go to a country where they have a resort, you're not going to get the local culture. But then again, you're not going to run into issues with cabbies and aggressive tour operators and who knows what. It's one of those, good point. It's something one must think about. Who else have we got? Debbie saying, sorry, I missed Trivia Saturday. Was lost in the sea of Xmas shoppers, but also, sorry, I did not get to Facebook to answer. So we'll do number 3 option if still available. Right on, Debbie. I will keep you posted. Don't fear not, Debbie. Fear not. That Bruce, Nurse Nancy Bruce, do you us to vote? You want us to vote if we can't even go? No. I'd rather you vote if you could possibly go. I'd really rather have that. That would be fair. It's fine. Because I know a lot of you want to do a group cruise with me. I know there are hundreds of you, maybe thousands, but hundreds that do want to do a group cruise with me. And I will give you options. Believe me, I will come up with cruise after cruise after cruise after cruise. And then you can pick the one that works for you. And eventually we'll get together. It's all good. Let's see, Reggie and her man, Panama Canal, not in our bucket list. Right on, Reggie and her man. Welcome back. And thank you for your comment. Who else is here? Rob Souter, hi, Bruce and everybody. Hi, Rob. How you doing, pal? Just going through here. Sylvan Forest. I've already studied deck plans. I already know the cabin I want. Right on, Sylvan. Let's see here. Excuse me. Let me continue through the comments. I have to get up to clues more current. Sorry, folks, if I'm missing your small comments. Peter Heckman, Bruce, is there a minimum amount of cabins you have to book for a group cruise to get a good deal for free cabins? Yes, it's anywhere from 5 to 16, depending on the cruise line, the cruise itself, and then there are varying benefits. It's complicated. It used to be easy. It's not that easy anymore, and I just with the Joy, there's 2 kinds of deals. I thought there would just be one. Oh no, there's 2 kinds. With other cruise lines, it's completely different. I am in I'm taking a crash course on group cruising, and that's why I'm taking my time about it, and I'll get it right. At least I'll do my best to get it right for everybody. John B, hi Bruce, not been on live for a while. Work. Anthem is less than 2 weeks away. John B, this is great of you to join me again. I know you're around. It's fantastic. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself. That is a great ship. Fantastic. Let us know how it works out, please. Bruce, Rob, Bruce, I can only say that after all the BS NCL is pulled, I would never get on one of their ships, but best of luck with the group cruise. I understand, Rob. I hear you. I'm avoiding old ships. I'm not going on ones that are going into dry dock at all. Let's continue on. Patricia Ferrari, hello, Bruce. Hi, Patricia. Nurse Nancy, my taste is changing on this keto diet. It's weird. I don't like the sweet stuff. Never would have thought. Sebastian, the Disney Fantasy is my favorite cruise ship, and and so is the Disney Magic. I think that's what he's trying to tell me. Steamy Bean, 9-night cruise in April 2010. That's what I want. JNC No Limit TV, just stopping in to say hello and have a great night, everybody. Thank you, JNC. Appreciate you coming. Pamela, Juan, Kelly Haston, how are you? Or how old are you? Juan is saying, I'm going on 23, going to be 24. 23, now going on 24. Brittany, cruise lines, I don't even think they offer their employees health insurance, but I could be wrong. Sebastian, I go with, if I go with you, got to bring my mom, my dad, my grandma, my sister, and so. Yeah, you're going to need one of the cheaper cruises, I suppose. It might be a bit too much. There you go. I think I've caught up with all these comments. Thank you for that. If you have any questions or comments about the health insurance or the group cruise, please let me know. Yeah, I want to just kind of to reiterate and make sure I'm not missing anything. The group cruise front, I'm trying to put it together so that there are benefits for the group as a whole. I'm looking for a cruise line that will allow me to put activities on board the ship for the members of the TWB family. I wouldn't even mind. I would be open to doing a presentation to anyone who wants to come on a separate thing. You know, once we've done our meet and greet, of course, might be the second or third time I do a thing. I would be quite happy to do an open meet and greet with anyone on the cruise if they're interested in meeting a YouTuber that loves to go cruising. I don't know if anyone would care, to be honest. I really don't know if there'd be 15 people on the entire ship that would want to meet a YouTuber that's doing a group cruise. I have no idea. But that would be a great way for me to be exposed to potential new subscribers, obviously. But you know, I'm also have to adhere to cruise line rules, and I want to stay on top of that. But what I'm really keen on is I would like to have 2 or 3 activity things put together for the group that I will organize with Jennifer and put together on the ship itself, and give you folks heads up what's coming. Here's what's going to happen on day 4, day 6, day 9. This is what's going on. You can participate or not, up to you, and it's no additional cost to you. It's just part of the cruise. And if you want to participate in that, great. If you don't, it's okay too. So I've got ideas. Yes, will we be doing trivia on board the ship? I'd like to. I would like to have TWB trivia on the ship as well, of course. So I've got a lot, swimming around, but I need a cruise line and a cruise ship and a cruise director that will work with me and will say to me, yes, okay, Bruce, you're getting your gang together at a certain time of the day. We will make a room available for you. It might be one of the bars, and we'll give you the little stage over there and a microphone and wail away. And the rest of the bar will be with patrons. And if they want to participate, they can be welcome to, or if they don't, they can be cut off from you, whatever you want. So yeah, I'm looking for cruise lines that would really like to have the TWB family on board the ship, rather than I'll give me the talk, but they're not going to walk the walk. We'll see what happens. As far as onshore activities go, I've been thinking about that too, and I do have a stop in mind that I'm not going to get into right now, but I've got a stop in mind where there could be an outing where we all hop on our own bus, and we're going to be taken to a specific spot for a specific deal that I'm trying to put together as well. Stay tuned for that. Again, all depending on just what's happening here in the next 24 or so hours. I'll have that much more info. Okay, let's see here. Rob Souter, check out the storm of 77, Southern Ontario. I was caught in that home along the lakeshore, buried in snow, some 5 feet over the roofs. Rob, I was caught in that. 1977. I was in college in Toronto, and I was living in Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, about 60 miles, 70 miles away. I was commuting in on, I believe, a daily basis at that time. I was on a daily basis with a Volkswagen Beetle, and I would drive in the morning from Kitchener, Ontario to Toronto, downtown, go to school, and then turn around and after school drive back 5 days a week. Of course, I was 21 years old, had the endurance of a stallion. I could do it all day long. But the storm of 77, it hit New York State, it hit Ohio, it hit Ontario, and it was deadly. And it came on like gangbusters. When I left Kitchener for Toronto, it was cloudy. Then halfway to Toronto, it got snowy-ish. When I hit the Toronto International Airport, which is the outskirts of Toronto, it was coming down like no tomorrow. And by the time I was on one of the highways in the city of Toronto, I was driving my Volkswagen in tracks, tracks where a car had been in front of me. because there was snow in between the tracks and in between the lanes. You couldn't even change lanes easily because there was 4 inches of snow already accumulating. And I did a U-turn. I didn't go to school. I decided I'm going back home because I've got the radio on and they're telling us, get the heck out of here. Get off the roads. Don't go anywhere. And it was a Friday. I'm pretty sure it was a Friday. I could be wrong, Rob. You're going to have to correct me on that if you know. And I was able to get off the highway, go over the bridge, get back on the highway, and come right back. And I got to the Toronto International Airport, the outskirts of Toronto, heading west, and it was a whiteout. I could not see 5 feet, 10 feet in front of my vehicle. I was going 20 miles an hour on a 65-mile-an-hour highway, and I had no idea whether someone was going to rear end me or whether I was going to rear end somebody else, when all of a sudden I noticed out of my side view mirror a truck was coming, a big transport truck, because he's up high in his cab, and he can see over the roadway, and if all the snow that's being blown up by cars, it's not affecting him from up there. And I hit the gas, and I tailed this guy, and I was 10 feet behind a transport truck for 45 miles at 50 miles an hour. And I would just stay right on his back end. He went into the passing lane. I went into the passing lane. There was no one behind us. We were the only two, little mini caravan, little convoy. And I could not see the shoulders on the road. I could not tell you where the shoulders were. The only time I could recognize a shoulder was when there was a car sitting there with its lights flashing halfway off the road, like, on an angle, because they'd already wiped out. Cars were in the meridian all over the place. It's the only way I knew I was on the highway, except for the fact that the trucker, he was my guide. We got to the exit for my town. I saw the exit. I recognized my exit, and I veered off, and I flashed my headlights, high beams, and he flashed his emergency flanger saying, "You're welcome, buddy. Good luck getting home." And thankfully, by the time I got there, I knew my way home, and I was on 30-mile-an-hour roads, and it was okay because I was going slow enough, and they had salted, and they were plowing. And I made it back. And had I not done that, I'd have been stuck in Toronto for 3 days and nowhere to go, nowhere to sleep other than the car. The storm of 77, Rob, I was there. Unbelievable. Anyway, there you go. Bruce, what area of the ship is best to stay in, mid, aft, or front? If you're new to cruising, mid. Stay in the mid part of the ship. You will be in the part of the ship that if you're in the front here and it does this, it'll be a little more amplitude. If you're in the middle, it's very steady. If you're in the back end, it comes up and down a little bit more. So for a newbie, I recommend the middle of the ship. And what deck level is best? I would take somewhere in the middle. Maybe you can always take one of the lower decks. Like I could say, if there's the promenade deck, and then it's like deck 7 or deck 8, I'd start there. And 7 or 8, I'd go there for a room in the middle. That would be a stable place to be. Thank you. You're welcome. Pamela, hi, Bruce, and everyone. 60 here in Iva, South Carolina. Gas $1.84 a gallon in South Carolina. You gotta love that. We're supposed to be on the oasis of the seas right now, but we aren't. Charles had surgery last week. Pamela, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you had insurance. That's really too bad. Hopefully you can do it again soon. Sebastian, I'm I'm 15, so I might have to bring everybody with me, says Sebastian. Yeah, I think you're right, Sebastian. You're going to go on a cruise. You can't book it for yourself. You're under 25. I think you have to be 25 or older, 21 or older at minimum. You want to have an outlet with you for sure. Peter Heckema, polo shirts and hats with nice logos will be nice, Bruce. Peter, I knew you'd like this. I knew that. Nurse, I like a cheap interior, whatever. Just get me on the ship, says Nurse Nancy. Juan, I want to get a deluxe suite with a butler. Well, there you go. One, nice. Paul, Nurse Nancy, I agree. Me too. Agnes, me too. Agnes, laugh out loud. Are you paying? Laughing out loud. Reggie, Nurse Nancy, we do too. Totally agree. Need quiet place to sleep at night. Juan, Agnes, New Jersey, yes, I can afford. I earn $10,000 a month. There you go. Juan, you're doing okay. Don't share too much. People will start scoping you out. That's awesome. Checking out my piggy bank. Oops, not going to happen, says Agnes. Nurse Nancy, how fun would traveling with Bruce Trivia be on board? It would be a lot of fun. I think we'd have a blast. I really do. Pamela, sorry to hear, but better to get home. Better be at home than in a foreign port. Reggie says to Pamela. Absolutely right. Paul Lucas, that would be fun. Agnes, VWs were great in the snow. Yes, they were. Nurse Nancy, who doesn't want a suite with a butler? But I'm glad I can just get a cruise when I can. Cat Rose, I think it hit Massachusetts too. I think it did. I think it was the Northeast got whacked. That storm of 77 was legendary. You can Google it. You can Google the storm of 1977, the winter storm of 77. It'll tell you the dates. It'll tell you what it was affected. It was unbelievable. 1977. It was a nasty bugger. And yeah, I didn't go back to Toronto until like 4 days later. Stayed in town, absolutely. Steve, I hit Michigan too. We got 4 feet. I was 25 at the time. See, there you go. We remember that one. Nurse Nancy, Pam, you rebooked, right? Hope he's healing. Nurse Nancy, cannot believe your gas prices. Cat Rose, I was 5. She said, John, 1, you are smart, Bruce, for following the semi. Oh, yeah, for sure. Saved my life. Paul Wilgus, that 77 storm, I lived in Toledo, Ohio. There was so much snow we couldn't get out of our door. I jumped from a second-story window into the snowdrift to be able to dig out the door so we could get out. That's how bad it was. It's like 4 feet, 8 feet, 10 feet. I think I played a gig. I was playing music on weekends. Living in Kitchener, Ontario. That's a German community, and so I was playing what we called Papa music. I was playing a bass guitar for the German clubs. And in the winter, we played all year round, the one band I was in. And I think it was about 2 weeks later, like after that storm, we had a gig in a place called Hanover, Ontario, which is a little north of where I was, about 2 hours north of where I lived. And we went through a notorious area known as a snow belt, notorious for being a snow belt. And I swear to you, I mean it, I'm not kidding you, that we drove through an area of the highway. It was a 2-lane highway. It was 60 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour speed limit. We came to an area where the construction lights were on, and we had to stop and wait for the flag person to signal us through. And we waited for about 5 minutes, and then we got the flag you can go through, and it was down to 1 lane, and we were going through 25 feet of snow on each side of the highway, 1 lane each way. They had only cleared 1 lane with bulldozers, dump trucks, plows, caterpillars, like the whole thing. It had been a week, and it was a mile long. 25-foot high, like a glacier. Like it was the winter of 77. It was just yeah. It was. We talked about it for like a decade, and then another storm came along, I'm sure, and here we are at 60 years old, and we remember it. I'm 63. I remember it. It's incredible. Anyway, there you go. Sebastian, we stay on one of our cruise. We stay on the one story on cruise. I don't know who's me. Cat chat. Bye, Michael. Pamela, no, ma'am. We didn't have insurance. Totally our fault. But his health is more important. We will be looking for another one soon. Oh my gosh, Pamela, I'm sorry to hear that. Juan, thank you, Bruce. I won't say no more. It's okay, my friend. It's all good. I'm just kind of saying, so much you want to share, and then kind of maybe not so much. But hey, going to take care of a nice room? Fantastic. We'll get you looked after. Nurse Nancy, sorry to hear, Pam. Gotta count your blessings. Take care of him. Pamplemousse Bruce, it is really kind of you to take all of these people on a group cruise and pick up the tab. Thanks, big guy. Yeah, Pamplemousse, I'm made of nothing but money, as you can plainly tell, as I never ask for a donation. I never hope that you're buying one of these. I'm just drowning in it. Yeah, there you go. Because I do YouTube. Because rich guys always are YouTubers. That's how it works. Love you, Pamplemousse. Steve, the storm of 67 was just as bad too, he said. One, Bruce at Starbucks, try the iced mocha coffee with whipped cream and chocolate syrup. It is so good. You'll be hooked. One, I think I could just grab the cream and just slather it on the side and add it to the girth I've got. Oh my gosh. I'm bad enough with my latte as it is. Oh my goodness, but that sounds pretty good. Agnes, someone shot a picture of a Lincoln stuck on the side of the road, and a VW bus was passing it with ease. VW bought it from him and used it the next Sunday newspapers as an ad. Smart move on their part. Yeah, absolutely. Pamela Jordan, thank you, Nurse Nancy. He's on the mend, but it'll probably be months before a full recovery. Rob Sutter, well, Bruce, how did you enjoy the Oktoberfest in Kitchener? Oh, Rob, oh gosh. I was 20, 21. The drinking age was 18 at the time. They'd already dropped it to 18. I was playing professionally at 19, 20, and 21, and then I stopped after that. And only in those years could I have done it. I mean, sure, I could have done it for another 4 or 5 years had I lived there any longer, but I moved to Calgary after I turned 21 with Jennifer. But that was work. That was 10 straight days of playing music every night. And you know, you had to be on stage, and you're whipping up the 2,000 beer drinkers for a party because they're only coming one time, maybe twice. You're there every night, and every night it's a new, as if you haven't done it in a year. You gotta work. And so we put the show on every night to make them happy, because if we didn't, we'd get fired. They bring another band in. So it was good money, but hard work. But I'll tell you, 10 days, just to give you an idea how good it was. This is 1977. Jennifer and I were renting a one-bedroom furnished apartment. It's the first time I'd moved out of my house. Jennifer and I were living together. We had a one-bedroom furnished apartment. The rent was $175 a month in 1977. You remember those days, folks? All you old-timers like me? You remember paying rent like that? $175 a month for a one-bedroom, fully furnished apartment. I made in 10 days $2,000. The whole year's rent. I had the whole year's rent in 10 days playing oompapa music on a bass guitar. Had to wear the lederhosen, had to wear the hat, had to wear the high knee socks and all that. But boy, good scratch in 1977. You don't make near that much now. You cannot pay your rent in one. You cannot pay a year's rent playing Oktoberfest today for 10 straight days. No way can you do it. Not a chance. But back then, we could do that. That was unbelievable. You could buy a new car for about $4,000 in 77, depending on the model. You could buy a new car for $4,000. And here was half a car in 10 days. Isn't that something? That was money. But those are, oh man, I needed like 5 days off after the last day to recover from the blisters on the feet. The shoulder was killing me because I'm holding a bass guitar on a strap here. Oh, I was just beat, and I was 20, 21 at the prime. In my prime, baby. That was tough. Brittany, I was 8 years old, depending on the month of the winter. So I was negative 8 years old. One, can you film the journey going to LA? Not sure. I'm still debating on some of that. Tom Henry, Paul Lewis, I don't remember snow in 77, but that was before we graduated in early 77 or after, as in December. But yeah, that was, I believe, oh gosh, I don't know. I don't remember the month for sure. I don't remember. Maybe my friend Rob might know. Rob, what you remember the month it was? What month was that when that happened? Was that after New Year's? Was that like a January, February thing? I don't recall. You'd have to look it up. You can find it on Google. I'm telling you, you can find it on Google. That was crazy. Cat Chat, Bruce, we are the same age. Paul Lucas, Tom Henry, it was after. There you go. So it was after December, in the first few months of the year. Yeah, I'm not alone at 63, am I? I'm not alone. 1955, or absolutely. I remember the president, or maybe the Pennsylvania governor, closing schools in February due to energy issues, and it messed up my graduation, says Tom Henry. We had a trip to Walt Disney World planned, so I didn't make graduation. How about that, Tom? Yeah, those days, the 70s, energy crisis. The energy crisis happened in 73. That's when the OPEC countries, the Middle East countries, they cut off the Western economies. They said, well, no, they didn't cut them off. They said to the Americans, oh, we'll sell you oil, but we'll sell you less, but it's going to go up fivefold in price. We're not selling it to you for $2 a barrel. It's now 10. And Americans went, what? 20-cent gas is now 80 cents a gallon? Like 60. It was crazy. It just lineups at the gas station for months. Unbelievable. President Carter was in the office. It was all his fault. It was all Jimmy Carter's fault. Yeah. That's how it goes. Brittany, I have a cousin who pretty much lives on a tour bus with a country music artist, and I forget what my cousin majored in. Tom Henry, I made 1959. I made by 15 days, laugh out loud. Brittany, my parents were born in 1960. Cat Chat, I was born when dirt was still a rock. I was born when you scratched yourself on the baseball diamond, you picked some dirt and you rubbed it on it. You showed how tough you were. That fixed it. Just rub some dirt on it. Get back out there and shut up. Today, oh, we got to disinfect it. We got to do this. Shut up. Oh, things have changed. Tom's laughing. Ms. X is laughing. Rob Sutter, there was a famous bar there in Kitchener. I forget the name of the bar that had famous bands playing there. Oh, yeah. There was one in Toronto, the Elba Combo, for sure. Yes, Kitchener had a bar. Oh, I can't remember. The Flying Dutchman, maybe. There were all kinds of bands that would come in. Those are the days that, rock and roll was still, only 15, 20 years old, from the 50s to the 70s now. and bands were playing, playing gigs between recordings, and only so many bands got into the big halls. But we did have bands come to the Kitchener Memorial War, the Kitchener War Memorial Auditorium that could hold 8,000, and we'd have, April Wine would come in there, the Guess Who would come in there, BTO, Bachman Turner Overdrive. I remember those days. Oh my gosh, Nurse Nancy, funny cat, me too. Just Pamela, Lulu's. Hi, Just Pamela. How are you? Tom Henry. How's your math? Sebastian Shore. How old am I? Tom Henry. I agree. You won. Had me fooled. Lots of fun. Anyway, yeah, we're dating ourselves, aren't we? But I'm not afraid of it. I'm not shy about it. Tom Henry. I was checking Google Earth to see where Bruce had that RV parked. I couldn't find it. Got it in Calgary there, Tom. It's in Calgary. You take a look at Calgary. Zoom in on some of the streets. You'll find it. It's there. Bruce, I saw Biggest RV Story. It was funny. You're a genius. Pamela, Lulu's in Kitchener. That's the famous bar. Thank you. Just Pamela. It's been a while. I haven't been back there in a long, long time. And just Lulu's might be after my time. That might have been an 80s thing, like a late 70s into the 80s. I left Kitchener in 77. So that could well be it. But yeah, Lulu's. I have heard that name. Yeah, that's, oh gosh, it's memories. Oh my goodness, going way back. I used to roller skate at Binghamton Park. Anybody go roller skating at Binghamton Park in Kitchener, Ontario? There aren't many people here from Kitchener, Ontario. Most of you are from America, the USA, China, or Japan, Europe. You don't know Kitchener, but that was a grand old time. I'm down to 41 viewers. It shows. Only the Canadians are left. I've lost the international audience. Anyway, but that's typical after the first half hour. I get the news out of the way, and then I just hang out with you guys, and we have fun talking. Rob, Just Pamela, did you go there often? Rob, are you a Kitchener Waterloo guy? Are you from the Twin Cities at all, or did you just you're just from the you're Toronto guy? I'd be curious. Anyway, yeah, there's a few of us out there. We get around. Captain, I was going to marry Davy Jones of the Monkees, and you're not the only one. There were millions of you who were going to do that. Tom Henry, I'm thinking, how many jobs has Bruce had, and how many cities has Paul Wiggins lived in? I feel pretty slow. I've not had many of either. Oh, I've been around. I've done it all. Yeah, I've seen stuff, and it's been fun. So that's why getting together for a group cruise with TWB. Yeah, we could share some stories. I got stories. Yeah, lots of stories. And lots of memories, lots of good times out there. There you have it. Okay, there's the show for the day. I hope I haven't disappointed anyone with the group cruise info. You're going to have to give me till tomorrow to give me some more time to put it together, but it will come together, and it has to be done right. So I'll work on that. Just Pamela, Rob Sutter went there quite a few times. She says, Paul Lucas, Tom Henry, I moved 18 times before I was 18. It sucked. 4 different high schools. Oh my gosh, that is too much. I was an Army brat in a way, because my father was in the armed services, but didn't move many times. Mainly moved because my mom and dad had different things going on, and so got used to that. Different schools, many different schools, yeah. Until finally, I guess, high school. Finally, that's where it stopped, and I got my high school in one school all 4 years, got my college in all 3 years, and then moved out west. So. Yeah, how about that, Tom Henry? Wow, Nurse Nancy, see you again next time. Bye all. Cat chat. Good night, guys. Debbie, don't forget thumbs ups for Bruce. How many we got? 40 thumbs ups. I haven't even been looking all day. Fantastic, guys. Thank you for 40 thumbs ups today. That's great. Reggie saying bye, Nurse Nancy. Tom Henry, I moved in all the way from Gap, PA in 67 to New Holland, 15 miles. Woo, big road trip. Same area code, I bet you. Agnes, bye, Nurse Nancy. Just Pamela. El Macombo is reopening. How about that? I believe the El Macombo had the Rolling Stones play there a couple of times, and I believe Trudeau, the father, Pierre Elliott Trudeau's wife, Margaret Trudeau, hung out with the Rolling Stones in the El Macombo in the 70s. She was going through a divorce from the prime minister at the time. Quite controversial. Woo-wee, controversial. Tom Henry, thanks for the reminder. Debbie, Paul Lucas, laugh out loud. Tom, one. Bruce, have you tried the new Bliss? Not yet. No, I haven't yet. I wanted to. I would like to get on the Bliss. I can't get a group cruise on the Bliss, so I'm looking at the Joy, which is a sister ship of the Bliss. So it'll be Bliss, but it'll be the first Bliss. The Bliss is the second Bliss, and the Encore is the third Bliss. Does that make sense? So I'm trying to do that and stay on top of it. Okay, I'm going to say my goodbyes now. Guys, thank you for joining me today and tolerating the show. It's a bit disjointed, but I'm glad you came by today and watched me. I hope it was informative. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There's a button here. There's a button here. Please subscribe. Hit the bell notification icon. If you haven't even done that, hit that thing. You'll get alerts every time I do a new video, and I will be posting videos. On the drive to Los Angeles, there may be some videos being shot, depending on just what we're looking at and so on and so forth. But we'll keep you posted, and I'll try to post some videos about the journey from Creston to Los Angeles. We'll see what we can do. But no promises. I'll do the best I can. And like I say, I won't be on Wednesday. I won't be on Thursday. I won't be on Friday live. I won't be on live. If I am on live, there might be a moment where I'll grab the phone and go live for 5 minutes at a Starbucks or something like that. I might do that. That's why you've got to hit the bell notification icon so you're notified that he just went live. He's going live. And you're on top of it, and you can always catch it that way. Okay, so I'll do what I can. But I'm on tomorrow, Tuesday, for my last live show before I hit the road Wednesday morning. All right, that's clear enough, is it? I'm doing 2 shows tomorrow, 5 o'clock and 8 tomorrow night. Got trivia tomorrow night. Don't forget. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Juan. Thank you, Ed Dolson. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Agnes. Thank you, Rob. Really appreciate all of you being here today. I want to wish you have a great night. Please stay safe, stay warm, stay healthy. And please join me tomorrow, December the 18th, Tuesday, for 2 shows. And in the meantime, this is Bruce saying good night from Creston, BC. It's starting to get dark out there. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Thanks, everybody.